Einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Tja, da fragt ihr euch, was will der dicke Mann schon wieder von uns? Dasselbe wie gestern, Fanfilme, fertig. Zum Zocken habe ich gerade nichts. Ja, ich bin ganz ehrlich, ich suche gerade noch irgendwas Interessantes. Und da sind ein paar Sachen dabei, die haben wir schon gesehen. Und ich gucke gerade bei ein paar rein, die vielversprechend noch andere Sachen hatten. Aber das ist jetzt gerade auch mehr so, wir gucken mal da rein und gucken mal, wo wir noch was finden. Das hatten wir alles schon. Alles, was die drumherum produziert haben, ist so Making-of-mäßig. Ja? Schade. Naja, ich werde schon noch was finden. Vielleicht gucke ich auch gerade im falschen Universum nach. Das kann ja auch sein. Ne? Also im falschen Universum gucken, da bin ich ja gut drin. Was haben wir denn hier? Hatte ich die schon? Springen wir ein Stück. Springen noch ein Stück. Ja, ich meine, ich habe mir gestern hier im Stream 2 Stunden lang einen wunderbaren Star Wars-Film angeguckt. Also da konnte sich Disney wirklich ein Scheibchen von abschneiden. Das wollen wir natürlich nicht wiederholen mit den 2 Stunden, aber es war mal sehr geil, was zu haben, was auch so lang ist, weil das ist ja jetzt nichts Hartes, was man, oder nichts Besonderes, was man. Nein, es ist ja was Außergewöhnliches, wenn man mal so was Langes hat. So war das. So wollte ich das sagen. Aber Äh, aber irgendwie bin ich jetzt gerade da von dem abgekommen, was ich eigentlich mal suchen wollte. Ich war nämlich was Bestimmtes am Suchen. Das habe ich vor ewigen Zeiten schon abgespeichert. Aber ich finde es gerade nicht. Das hier? Könnte man drüber nachdenken. Das wäre zwar wieder mit Untertiteln von unseren tschechischen Freunden, aber die produzieren ja auch Qualität. Das ist eines ihrer frühen Werke, wo sie noch nicht auf Englisch unterwegs waren. Ich meine, es gibt viele Sachen, die so im Nachrichtenstil gemacht sind, wie ich mittlerweile herausgefunden habe. Aber das ist mir dann echt zu dumm. Und es gibt auch ziemlich viele Sachen, die, die, wo habe ich denn den Ordner eingeschoben hier? Mir fehlt ein Ordner. Da, nee, das ist, what the fuck, wo ist der Ordner denn hingekommen? Hä? Ach Gott, da ist er doch. So komplett computeranimierte Sachen, die sind auch ziemlich geil schon mal, wenn sie eine geile Story haben. Aber viele davon sind einfach nur irgendwelche Schlachten, was zwar auch ziemlich lustig ist, aber muss ich jetzt auch nicht unbedingt haben. Im neuen Tab öffnen. Oh, ich bin schon bei Videos drin. Wo ist das, was ich gesehen habe? Das war doch bei euch am Channel, oder nicht? Ne, nicht der Channel. Das, was wir hiervon haben konnten, das haben wir schon gesehen. Ja, gut, fangen wir erstmal mit dem an, was wir schon haben, ne? Das ist ja dann auch schon mal was. Suchen wir dann währenddessen. So, wo haben wir es denn? Videoaufnahme, Fenster. Aha. Das sieht schon mal gar nicht schlecht aus. Das ist zumindest mal das Fenster, was ich haben wollte. The Looking Glass, Part 1. Gucken wir gleich mal spontan nach Part 2. Wenn der gut war. Aber das weiß ich nämlich nicht.
Captain's log, stardate 3593.6. The Pegasus is en route to the new neutral zone area, KG516, where long-range sensors have detected old-style Federation radio waves in orbit around a Class M planet in an uncharted solar system. We have been ordered to investigate.
Ten seconds to neutral zone, Captain.
I've heard some disturbing rumors of unusual spatial anomalies in this area, Kincaid. Most of which I discount. But keep scanners at maximum range as a precaution.
We have entered the neutral zone. 2 minutes to our destination, ma'am.
What do you think we'll find, Jay?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, Doctor.
We're in scanning range now, Captain. Interesting.
Mr. Raytok?
Scanners have detected a Class EM deep space probe orbiting the planet.
An EM?
That would make it almost a century old.
Correct, Captain. An EM class, still in working condition, and it appears the recording databanks are still active.
Stand down from Red Alert. Mr. Raytok, let's download those databanks and see what they have to offer. We'll meet in the briefing room at 0600 hours. Doctor, you're with me. What do we have, everyone?
Analysis shows that the probe has been orbiting for the past 30 years and has been monitoring the planet's recent events.
Downloads of the historical data indicates that the planet's evolution is almost identical to that of Earth from the first quarter of the 21st century.
A troubling time for our planet.
Mr. Raytok?
Computer analysis shows that the planetary antagonists have been waging proxy wars to further their own standing. Some factions have been enemies for decades, others centuries. In most cases, the conflicts are regional, but recent developments suggest that the major powers may be on the brink of direct confrontation because their favorite states are threatened.
Direct?
Yes, ma'am. Of immediate concern is the leading superpower, considered historically benevolent, but ever more engaging militarily while working to sustain its own superiority. An emerging opponent has attained the capacity to deploy a superweapon, which would bring this state into the upper tier of nations, coming on par militarily with the elites and destabilizing the prevailing balance of power.
To what end?
The superpower, a democratic republic called Akamera, has stated such a step by the developing power Thornarok would be met with force. The superpower has, in rather clandestine fashion, deployed a satellite with offensive sonic disruptor capability that can penetrate deep underground. Intercepts of highly classified electronic communication suggest that the weapon would be used to target enemy heavy water reactors operating below the planet's surface, well out of reach of conventional weapons, but susceptible to man-made earthquakes and cave-ins.
My God.
Such a surgical strike could be interpreted as a natural phenomenon, provided the superpower were able to keep secret the existence of its offensive satellites, which in themselves are a violation of treaty amongst the comparable powers.
What are the odds of the attack being successful and preventing the rival party from attaining the offensive parity this Akamera sees as an existential threat?
I can answer in two parts. The technology for this to be a successful attack is untested, but within the theoretical probabilities of the desired result. As to your second concern, even a successful attack doesn't preclude Thornak from launching his nuclear fusion missiles, as we've discovered at least 3 sites for stockpiling and testing, which are currently not being targeted, suggesting the Ekameras are unaware of their existence.
So, two outcomes. The attack may be interpreted as a success by the superpower, but in reality, they still remain vulnerable, and they don't know it. Or two, their subterfuge will be uncovered, inviting serious reprisals, perhaps from multiple states, given the treaty violations.
Exactly.
Either way, the Akamara would be inviting warfare on a cataclysmic scale, leading to a retaliation of full capability, one they cannot anticipate. A likely outcome could be that civilization on this planet will be annihilated.
You can so smugly predict the outcome, Mr. Kincaid? Are you certain no intervening force or influence could avert the catastrophe? Some voice of reason?
The only intervening force I'm aware of, Doctor, is in this room.
And a clear violation of the Prime Directive, Kincaid.
Jay, if the Romulans launched an unprovoked assault hell-bent on destroying this planet, we just let it happen? Stand by and say, it was meant to be, when we could stop it?
If the Romulans were to come here, Doctor, they would be in violation of treaty, and we could engage them on that basis alone without involving the planet.
Yes, Mr. Raytalk. You're the smartest one in the room. We all know it. But, damn it, we must do something. We sent this probe here 3 decades ago to learn something. And by God, we have. Now what do we do about it?
I don't see much wiggle room given the Prime Directive, Doctor. We can observe, but intervention is off the table.
Unless their sonic weapon was to misfire, then the superpower would know they remain vulnerable and conduct their political and diplomatic overtures accordingly.
And there would be no provocation against them with no treaty violation because the weapon was never used.
Well, Mr. Raytalk here says the weapon is within theoretical probability.
Monitoring communications, Captain, it appears that neither side is aware of the other. We might be able to use that to our advantage. As a note, when this happened to Discovery a couple years ago, they were able to allow the planet to work it out for themselves.
With the caveat, it be properly executed, I submit that variable, as the science officer mentioned, could be influenced.
Hello.
Are you suggesting the Pegasus sabotage their satellite weapon, Kincaid?
It is the best of all possible outcomes I have heard so far. Every race deserves the chance to live, even if an outside force needs to show them the error of their ways.
Playing God never appealed to me, Doctor. Starfleet should really look into providing ship's counselors. All right. Formulate the least aggressive method for moving the needle forward. Be on the bridge in 1 hour. Dismissed.
Ja. Aber die Dame ist Captain gerade.
Captain's log, stardate
Moment, das Ding heißt,
3594.1.
ich glaube Pegasus.
After much deliberation,
Aber da bin ich mir gerade nicht
at
sicher.
my sole discretion and direction, the Pegasus will neutralize the sonic
Pegasus.
disruptor satellite orbiting the planet using a subspace directional electromagnetic pulse from the sensor array. This will be undetectable to the planet's inhabitants and will render the satellite's geopositioning communication system inert. The action we are about to take may very easily be interpreted as a violation of the Prime Directive. I'm not so sure I'm sold on the idea myself. If any of you wish to enter an objection, for the record, you may dissent without prejudice. Very well, Mr. Raytalk. Give me the particulars.
We are fully confident that we can disable the satellite with a single burst. In addition, Lieutenant Walker has been studying the planet's Ethernet cloud, a sort of communication hub for the populace. We can then embed certain algorithms that can communicate sub rosa to the various groups on the planet and possibly steer them towards communication, negotiation, and eventually disarmament.
In theory, Building a rising tide of non-confrontation sentiment, coupled with the acceptance of the emerging power, could be the stepping stone toward pulling this planet back from the brink.
It sounds like a good idea to me, Captain.
No, I'm sure it does, Doctor. I'll offer your endorsement at my court-martial. Mr. Raytok, execute.
It's done, Captain. We can monitor any impact we're having through my subspace link with the probe. We should be able to sustain contact for 3 to 4 months at space normal speed.
Very well, Lieutenant.
You are doing the right thing, Jay.
Well, we'll see. Helm, set course to leave planet. Ahead, space normal speed. Lieutenant Walker, continue to observe the probe's output.
Aye, Captain.
Gucken wir mal nach, ob wir Part 2 finden. Da ist er auch schon. Haben wir sonst noch was, was wir hier vielleicht einfließen lassen könnten? Bis auf Dokumentation mal wieder nichts. Hatte ich den schon? Ich weiß es nicht. Nein, du gehst nicht los, das gucken wir gleich. Wir bleiben jetzt bei dem hier. Hier haben wir Teil 2. Also, läuft darüber. Gucken wir uns mal Part 2 an. Also Part 1 war ja gerade ganz lustig. Wenn die Auslegung der obersten Direktive hier doch mehr so...
Bridge to Captain Tobin, bridge to Captain Tobin.
Captain here.
We are no longer receiving transmissions from the probe at planet Celsia.
Or are they out of range?
No, Captain. We've been receiving at regular intervals for the last 2 months, and now suddenly, nothing.
Return to the planet, all ahead full. I'm on my way to the bridge. Captain out. Report!
Still monitoring the probe's output, Captain, but all contact with the planet is gone.
Captain, we won't be getting any further output from the planet. The Celsians have apparently annihilated themselves.
What?
Confirmed.
Here's the final output from the probe.
Captain, I'm getting a signal from the planet. It's coming from the southernmost continent. It sounds like a message from survivors. Audio only.
Anyone who can hear us, please help. We are survivors of a nuclear holocaust on planet Celsia. We need immediate assistance. Anyone who can hear us, please help. We are survivors of a nuclear holocaust on planet Celsia. We need immediate assistance. Anyone who can hear us, please help.
Captain, the message repeats itself, but I have located the survivors, approximately 600 in all.
Can you contact them, Lieutenant?
Negative, Captain. Automated beacon only.
Number 1, beam the survivors directly to the shuttle bay and take their lead personnel to the briefing room. Dr. Floyd, to the briefing room. Raytok, you're with me.
Here are the Celsians, Captain.
You are the captain?
Yes, Captain Jane Tobin of the United Federation of Planets.
Captain, I am First Historian Quillig. And this is my wife, First Scientist Abdallah. Captain, you've saved us. You've saved us all. Thank you.
What is this group? How did you survive?
We are the custodians of the ages, a multinational community established to withstand a Holocaust and to ensure a transition to a world reborn.
We're comprised of a variety of scientists and survival experts. We bring with us the biological and organic substances from our history of our planet. We have plant seeds and DNA samples from all the species, the hundreds of them on our planet, as well as time capsules and relics and artifacts from our world.
Without your intervention, our people, our history, all that we are, would have been lost.
Well, our mission is to assist new civilizations whenever possible. But what happened on your planet? Only 2 months ago, the heads of state seemed to reach an accord. We've been monitoring global peace movements and an easing of tensions.
Yes, the people wanted peace, but the autocrats grew increasingly troubled as they were losing their hold. They kept telling the people that we were being influenced by the enemy in every facet of our daily lives.
The ideologues called it faux propaganda, as if they would know fact from fiction if it bit them.
Captain, what will become of us?
Well, unfortunately, we can't take you with us, but we have scanned your system, and we did find the third planet is habitable and can sustain life, where you and your people can live out your lives.
Again, thank you, Captain. To you and your crew. This is all we could ask.
Number 1, set a course for the third planet, Warp Factor 3, and prepare the survivors to beam them down to the surface.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you all.
Auf jeden Fall mal eine geile Idee, so eine Gesellschaft der Überlebenden.
Enter.
Captain, the survivors have been provisioned and settled. I don't think there's any more we can do for them.
No, number 1. We've done enough already. Once we break orbit, I'm relieving myself of command and turning the ship over to you. You will then proceed to Starbase 11, where I shall resign my commission and submit myself for court-martial.
But why? Everything we did was for the survival of Celsia. The senior crew supported you every step of the way.
A captain doesn't require support. A captain requires the strength of will to uphold her oath. And I failed my oath. And I failed the people of Celsia.
No one's gonna fault you for the mindless acts of militaristic rulers.
The prime directive, perhaps the most basic tenet of space travel, is inflexible by design. It is not, nor should it be, a pliable policy open to interpretation. Every midshipman knows that, and yet, in the heat of the moment, I lost sight of it.
Everything we did was for the people of Celsia with the best intentions.
Oh, yes. And I'm sure men like John Gill and Ron Tracy thought that way also. But if we are to learn the hard lessons over and over again, then we must accept the consequences as well. And as for me, well, you have the con, Kincaid. Dismissed.
Also das Schließen der Tür als halt die Klappe interpretiert, finde ich jetzt lustig. Schade, da gibt es leider keinen dritten von. Ja, richtig gute Musik. Da krieg ich Gänsehaut dabei. Ich glaube, so sollte man eine Musik... Kommt da noch was? Nein. Ich glaube, so sollte man eine Musik auch aussuchen, ob man eine Gänsehaut dabei kriegt. Und ich habe gerade definitiv eine gekriegt. So, gucken wir doch einfach mal bei denen auf dem Channel, ob man da vielleicht noch einen dritten Teil finden. Moment. Nein, du nicht. Ach, du ahnst es nicht, was denn hier alles drauf? Ja, leck mich am Arsch. Hier ist ja alles drauf. Looking Glass. Ne, nur ersten, zweiten Teil. Schade, das schreit eigentlich nach einem dritten Teil hier. Das schreit richtig nach einem dritten Teil. Schade eigentlich. Echt schade. Das ist... Also, Bleib mal da, wo du bist. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich den schon hatte. Nehmen wir den noch einfach als nächstes. Der ist in 4K ansässig. Das ist jetzt... Ja, mal wieder der Klassiker. Sieht aus wie Klingonen gegen die Sternenflotte. Könnten aber auch Romulaner sein. Die haben in dem Zeitalter ja die Schiffe geschert sozusagen. Naja. Interlude, a Star Trek Friend Production nennt sich das. Ja, heute bin ich sehr Star Trek-lastig. Leider. Oder Gott sei Dank. Ich weiß es noch nicht.
Stardate 2245.1. The D7 enters the war.
Helm, hold her steady. We need some distance between us and those battle cruisers.
I'm trying, sir. Those monsters are fast.
Damage report.
Shields holding at 60%, aft torpedoes disabled, impulse engines damaged, but still operative. We have warp power, but not for long.
Bridge, this is engineering. God, what the hell are you doing to my ship?
Alexei, divert all non-essential power to the aft shields. Keep those warp engines intact. Mr. Tanaka's on his way down to assist.
Do the impossible. Duh, same as always. Engineering out.
And it's not your ship.
Phaser control, do you copy?
Com, get me the Artemis.
Red line, ventral conduit.
Captain, the Ares is hailing us, sir.
Captain Jakande on main viewer, sir.
Guess Karn finally got his D7s launched. But you look at the size of those things.
Status on the Artemis, Captain.
Shields are at 72%. Warp and impulse engines intact. Minor casualties. So far, just our luck the first D7 attack would happen here.
I don't believe in coincidence, Captain.
Do you know what you're saying, Garth?
It's the only explanation. We have a spy. Jakande, Kane, status on comms.
Communications relay overload, Captain. I'm rerouting now. Just give me a minute.
Franklin, damage report.
Hull breach on deck 6, emergency bulkheads in place. Phaser banks 3 and 4 damaged, auxiliary control circuits temporarily disabled. Casualties.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Captain, I have Ramirez in sickbay. He's been hit. He's in critical condition. I need to operate, but I can't while the ship is being blasted apart.
Understood.
The ship gets blasted apart. It's not going to matter. Kane, I need comms now.
Thanks for calling me back. I thought you'd hung up on me.
Ramirez is in sickbay. He's critical.
Get out of here, Garth. Now. We'll handle this.
Jump to war with us. With any luck, we can both make it back to the fleet.
No. Those D7s are faster than us. Starfleet can afford to lose both our ships plus Ramirez. We'll handle the battle cruisers. Helm, come about.
Jakande, no. We'll beam Ramirez to you. We can lower our ventral shield just long enough to get...
Captain, we've just taken heavy damage to the ventral power conduits. It's knocked out the transporters.
Damn it. Jakande, can you beam Ramirez?
Our transporters are out too. Garth, this is the only way. You've got to get Ramirez out of here now. Engineering, slow to 1/4 impulse, start venting warp plasma. We've got to make it seem like we've been crippled.
Yes, Captain.
And Commander, be prepared to shut down antimatter containment. On my mark.
But Captain, that'll destroy the ship.
I know. I know.
Aye, sir.
Jakande.
It's been an honor serving with you, Captain Garth. Now get the hell out of here.
The honor is ours, Artemis.
Helm, hard about.
Helm, warp factor 7. Now.
Engineering, shut down antimatter containment unit now.
Das nenne ich mal starke Schiffe.
Captain, antimatter explosion, sir. Artemis is gone. The Klingon ships are no longer pursuing us.
Mr. DeVille, get us back to Earth. Best speed.
That ambush cost us dearly. Captain Jakande, we were brothers in war. But thanks to the Artemis, we made it back safely to Starbase 1. Admiral Ramirez survived, but he spent the rest of the war in a hospital bed. In some ways, his decision was the easy decision. Because when you're in the middle of a battle like that, you're not running through your head the calculations of the hundreds of people that are going to die or the thousands of people back home who that affects. His sacrifice was so pure because all he was thinking about was the mission. It was the Federation. It was winning. He knew what had to happen, and he didn't give a damn about anything else but achieving the mission. It was pure sacrifice. It was pure purpose. But that's what captains do. Those are the decisions captains make.
The Klingons teach their children that a true hunter always cuts the head off of the beast and eats its still beating heart. So they went after Ramirez. He had rallied the fleet, pushed for the launch of the Ares class, and turned the tide of the war.
Karn thought if you cut off the head, the body would wither. But he didn't plan on us making it out.
Klingons hoped that by taking out Ramirez, it would cripple our morale. But it backfired on them.
The Klingons couldn't have known where we were going to be unless someone tipped them off.
Now that we knew that there was a spy, that gave us that one piece of information we needed to finally bring this damn war to an end.
Now we knew exactly what we were up against and what it might cost us. And I knew more than ever that we needed Axanar.
In the weeks following the loss of the USS Artemis, a dark shadow lingers over the Federation. The newly unleashed D7 warships prove to be all but unstoppable, taking a devastating toll on the Federation fleet. The tide of war quickly turns, and a growing sense of urgency spreads throughout Starfleet Command. However, as preparations to execute Garth's battle plan at Axanar continue, word arrives at Earth that the Vulcan High Council has reached a fateful decision. Vulcan is withdrawing from the war, and the Federation must face this new threat without their strongest member.
Axanar, gab es da nicht auch irgendwas? Ich meine, da wäre auch mal was gewesen, so fanmäßig. Sollte ich vielleicht mal nachsuchen. Die habe ich nämlich noch gar nicht gesehen, wenn es das wirklich gibt. Avalon Fan Films. Wow. Okay, die haben eine Menge hier. Aber eine richtige Menge. Da haben wir auch schon ein paar von gesehen. Hey, hey, hey. Wo ist der, den wir gerade hatten? Interlude, das war der hier. Der ist auch von denen. Das ist ja Wahnsinn. Yes, yes, yes. Bei dem bin ich mir nicht ganz sicher, ob ich den gesehen habe. Gehen wir da mal eben rein. Moment. Just a second. Das ist doch nicht euer Ernst. Das ist nicht euer fucking Ernst. Das hier glaube ich jetzt gerade nicht. Ja, das war der falsche. Der ist der richtige. Den gucken wir uns
Face
jetzt
windows forming.
Hä?
That can't be right.
Solution Alliance. They're powering weapons.
Shields to maximum. Major Hunter, fire all forward railgun batteries. What happened? Where are we?
We're in the same system, but the motherships have gone. No trace.
Detecting multiple other ships. Designs I don't recognize.
Today just got a little more complicated.
Captain's log, stardate 7002.3. The USS Excalibur has arrived in the Cavis Alpha sector to investigate a powerful gravitational anomaly reported by Starfleet Command.
We've arrived in the Cavis Alpha star system.
You're up, Commander Allenby.
The adjustments in the plasma flow were the final piece of the puzzle. Energy conversion efficiency is at 93%. No damage to the coils.
The new coils can handle a lot more energy output in this configuration, but they're sensitive. Too little and there's just not enough Cochrane distortion to create the kind of truly powerful warp field we're going for. Too much and you could fry the coils.
You really know your stuff. We were really tearing out our hair over this, not that I had much hair to tear out.
Captain, is everything okay?
It's just that you reminded me of another engineer that I worked with once.
Jamie Archer. You're not the first person to make that comparison.
It's not just the skill, it's the drive. That kind of drive could get someone stranded on a deserted planet or killed during an EVA. Still, we don't get into Starfleet because it's safe. There's a reason why she was the chief engineer of the ship. And it's the same reason why you'll be chief engineer when I leave for the Constar.
I don't know what to say. Don't you think I'm a little young for the job?
You're the same age she was, and I know you can do this. And since I'm captain, I make the decisions like this.
I'll give it my all, Captain. Red line on the primary impulse drive.
Diverting emergency power.
What have you gotten us into this time, Michaela?
Plasma flow is at 100%, but it's not enough.
We can increase to 125%.
That can destroy the ship.
Do it slowly and cycle the power impulses. If ever there was a time to give it our all, it's now.
Captain's log, stardate 7002.3. Michaela Allenby recording.
The Excalibur has been dispatched to the Cavus Alpha sector after the starship Antilles detected massive gravitational waves emanating from a powerful neutron star. Preliminary readings indicate that the waves are expanding. Our mission is to study the cause of the phenomenon in preparation for a possible evacuation of nearby Federation colonies.
Report. Holding position at the L1 Lagrange point between the fourth planet and the primary star.
The neutron star's gravitational field is expanding and growing stronger. It's now 6 times its normal intensity.
How can a star's gravity change?
Unknown. The red giant is being pulled closer. The orbits of the planets are beginning to destabilize.
Captain, we're losing our position.
Hard about. Full impulse.
Impulse engines are failing.
Warp speed.
These readings can't be right. It's almost as if there were 10 neutron stars occupying the same space at the same time.
Bridge to engineering, give us maximum warp.
We're overloading the dilithium crystal chamber, Captain. Warning, warp reactor core coolant failure.
Push it right to the edge.
Structural integrity weakening.
Magnify. Full scan. Is that a Federation starship?
The registry and transponder signal read NCC 1705.
USS Excalibur.
Captain's log, supplemental. We have somehow been pulled into a dimension outside of our own space-time continuum, to a realm that has a quantum signature completely different from our own natural universe. At present, we don't know how we got here, or how to get back.
You said we've left our space-time continuum. Explain.
All matter and energy within sensor range is oscillating at a different frequency at the subatomic level than anything on this ship or in the known universe. So it makes sense that we are no longer in our own quantum reality.
Quantum realities? You mean like parallel universes?
Exactly. For any event, there's an infinite number of possible outcomes, and our choices determine the outcomes. Now, there is a theory in quantum physics that any possibility that can happen, does happen, and exists in an alternate quantum reality. Our universe is part of an ever-expanding multiverse. There could be a reality out there where the Excalibur has a different captain, or where you never even joined Starfleet.
Or one where I live my dream of being a holographic soap opera star.
Okay.
Where did that ship come from? The Elseverse?
We need to stay alert on the helm. That's going to keep happening.
Message coming in, sir.
This is Captain Jennings of the USS Excalibur. Our life support is...
Jennings?
Is failing.
Isn't he the guy who works in waste reclamation and wears the really ugly sweaters?
Antimatter request emergency.
Captain Allenby, their antimatter containment field is failing.
All available power to forward shields. Helm, full reverse.
Their containment field must have been extremely fragile.
Warmest greetings from the Love Federation. I am Captain Flower Blossom Allenby of the Love Ship Designation Excalibur. And this is my first officer, Commander Presley.
Who needs a hound dog when you got a collie? Thank you very much.
What the fuck?
It seems as though we have only one option here.
All these ships, all these crews.
If we're going to get out of here alive,
We're all going to have to work Together.
Das Terranische Imperium.
Thank you for agreeing to work together, Captain.
Is something wrong, Captain?
No, it's fine. I'm Captain Allenby.
Commodore Amari.
Chikande.
And my first officer.
Commander Michaela Allenby, I'm guessing? Since your ship shares the same quantum signature as this universe, I thought this would be a good place to start. Allow me to introduce my crew. This is my first officer, D.D. Mason, and my chief of engineering.
Hi, Lieutenant Jamie Archer. Yes, I was in. Nice to meet you all.
Something interesting, Commodore?
All these universes meeting for the first time, I'm sure a lot of interesting things will happen. Commander, please escort them to the briefing room.
Hi.
Ja. Im Hintergrund war vorhin auch so ein großes Schiff aus Babylon 5 Crusade zu sehen. Also die haben wirklich so ziemlich jedes Schiff, auf dem mal Excalibur drauf stand, genommen. Wirklich jedes.
An invasion.
We haven't heard from Command or another ship in months, so we can't help but wonder if we're the last ones to escape the Klingons.
Can't imagine that. All of Starfleet just gone.
They took us by surprise. Our entire civilization was focused on peace talks. So we didn't mobilize until it was too late.
A compiled analysis of the sensor readings from each of our ships indicates that we have all been pulled into some kind of gravitational bubble.
Some kind of? What kind of? I know you're doing that on purpose. Good. Then you should also know that I hate vague scientific language. I think we need to be specific if we're going to get out of this.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds. And we can build...
Not the right time, Presley.
Easy now, Mama. Don't get all shook up. Hey, what do you know? It's a cowboy version of me.
Wow, you're easily impressed.
The gravitational field. Sorry, it just reminds me of this theory that I've read about in which a static warp bubble could be created. It wouldn't warp space in the traditional sense, but it more create a static area of subspace.
In this case, the gravity of the neutron star is being used to do this on a massive scale. How did this happen?
We were conducting a stellar survey of this system using our new sensor array. Our sensors detected technology inside the obelisk on the fourth planet, a planet that has been dead for thousands of years. While conducting their scans, our landing party accidentally activated the ancient technology.
My sensor reading suggested that the beam created a breach between multiple quantum realities, in effect making the neutron star more dense. The gravitational field was magnified times 10 without the stars coming into physical contact with one another. We're theorizing that at the exact moment we tried to engage our warp engines, the Planetary Union vessel engaged its quantum drive, creating a tear in subspace across realities.
So our quantum drive operates on a wider spectrum, but uses the same basic principle. With the barriers between realities blurred, there could have been a tear.
In essence, we all fell into a subspace well, which is why we haven't been crushed by the gravitational forces. Yet.
And we can't even send Lassie for help.
Here's the best part. We're from a point in time in our universe that's 200 years in your future.
Which means that time can travel at different rates in different universes.
Which could add all kinds of complications if we don't act soon.
Captain Chikande, this is your universe. What do you think?
While you investigate the obelisk, We'll see if we can trade supplies with the other ships and get us all in a better place to work together.
Viva Obelisk! Viva Obelisk!
Not the right time, Presley.
Come on, baby, don't be cruel.
I'll meet you on the surface in 30 minutes.
Dismissed.
Yeah.
Your ship seems to be significantly different than most of the other Constitution-class ships trapped here.
Yeah, most of the new systems on our ship were pioneered about 10 years ago on an experimental line of ships called the Crossfield class.
I've never heard of it.
Word is they were also experimented with a new propulsion system, but couldn't get it to work.
Eric, why is everyone looking at me the way that you've been looking at me for the last hour?
We need to find a way to activate this control panel. It appears to draw power directly from the planet's molten core. Intriguing. We need to be careful with our scans. The last time the console was scanned, the landing party set off some kind of defense sequence. Without scanning it, how in the hell are we supposed to figure out how not to trip another booby trap?
A little less conversation, a little more action.
Presley, be careful. We've never encountered anything like this before. Remember that wise man who once said, "Only fools rush in"?
This guy is one of the best minds in his universe. Boy, are they screwed.
This thing could be loaded with traps. I really think you should take a step back.
Not yet, Flower Blossom. I just can't help believing. I just can't help believing that this time this console's gonna.
Presley!
Na, endlich ist mal Ruhe.
Speak to me.
As I can help falling onto the floor.
Look, he deactivated the traps. It's working.
Ooh. Feel my temperature rising. Help me, I'm flaming. Must be 109.
I'm sorry, but I have to get him back to our ship.
We'll continue on here. Good luck.
Love Ship Excalibur. This is Flower Blossom. Medical emergency. Beam Commander Presley and myself directly to sickbay.
Yeah. Groovy, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, Presley has left the obelisk. Incredible. The beam isn't just opening a breach. It's using the neutron star as a gravitational lens to scan alternate quantum states. It's looking at the future of infinite universes, which explains why the tear is expanding to more quantum states. And it will keep expanding until we stop it, threatening infinite starship Excaliburs in infinite universes. And worse than that, it could tear a hole in the multiverse itself. We've found these obelisks on other worlds in our reality. They were created by a race called the Preservers. Seeing this, suddenly so many of their actions make sense. They would move endangered species to new homes across the galaxy. This must be how they ran their predictive models and figured out who to save. In our universe, they went so far as to place an energy barrier around the entire galaxy. This scan is going beyond the multiverse. That must be how they're able to scan so many possible timelines. They're tapping into the very dimension where the multiverse converges. The cosmic data stream. I wonder if all Michaela's Allenby call it that. Proper grammar. Nice. Somehow, the Preservers learned how to scan the cosmic stream itself. Astonishing! This would give them unlimited knowledge. But it begs one massive question. What happened to them? Maybe they went there. Or they combined with infinite versions of their own doppelgangers, becoming infinite beings existing in a state where space, time, and thought all become one. Deep breaths, Michaelis. It's a question we may unfortunately not have time to answer. It looks like we can close the breach by reversing the frequency and simply shutting it down. But we still have the tear to worry about. If we move our ships together and emit a broad spectrum warp field, that might reseal the tear. It's going to be quite a feat of engineering. We'll need to figure out the precise frequency to harmonize the warp fields of every ship. I have an idea about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first meeting of the Transdimensional Council of Menard.
It was an idea I got from an ancient science fiction television show.
Right, The Flash.
Rick and Morty.
What are you seeing out there, Captain? Long-range sensors indicate the formation of a black hole.
The system is still there. We can see it. But it's being distorted by gravitational lensing.
Gravitational lensing at this distance?
I can't understand it, Admiral. The entire system has collapsed into a gravitational phenomenon we've never encountered before.
The Excalibur?
There's no sign of them, sir.
Alter, da ist gerade ein Zylonenkreuz herumgeflogen.
A little bit like looking into a mirror, huh? I guess that's what happens when you meet your doppelganger from a mirror universe. You realize that to me, you're the one from a mirror universe. Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, I can be a reflection for you. We're alike, but not. You have so much potential, and you don't even see it, do you? I don't know what you're talking about. I hate seeing you like this, knowing all that you could be. Here you are taking orders. Soon you'll be just like that other one. Dull, dead inside. I like my life just the way it is. Is it me you're trying to convince, or yourself? What does it matter to you? Because we're the same, you and I. If you had lived my life, you would understand that. We do have a situation to solve here. Maybe we should get back to that. About that. Let our ship be the focal point of the energy beam. But that's the most dangerous part of the whole plan. I know how you doubt yourself. Let me show you what you're capable of. That you have the courage to do whatever it takes. You have the intelligence, the drive. What you deserve is the honor, the prestige, the respect. You don't have to be this silly, clumsy girl. You can be powerful. I know that's what you've always wanted. But I don't. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn from the road not taken. And you should take it. You're a fool if you don't. Okay.
Our medical supplies are finite. I would suggest trying to avoid careless injuries.
Well, you know, we wouldn't be in this situation if you Vulcans hadn't weakened the Empire with your delusions of peace.
Spock was weak. I am not.
Hey, take it easy with that thing.
Your setting is too high. You need to knit the bone slower, or it won't mend properly. You may leave sickbay, Chief Waldron. Did you need something? I'm just here to deliver these medical supplies. I guess so that you don't have to torture your patients. Just put them down where you're at. You may also leave sickbay.
Thank you, Captain Vicande, for helping us with provisions and medical supplies.
Lending a hand is what we do. Besides, I appreciate the tour of the ship. It's interesting to notice the subtle differences. Some not so subtle. I hate to ask, but I noticed some of your crew members carry scars. Look like they've been in the fight of their lives. But not you. You're just as pristine as any of your doppelgangers.
Not all scars are on the surface, Captain.
I told you to secure the circuit before beginning repairs. You could have destroyed the entire assembly.
Sorry, Captain.
Is that really necessary, Captain?
Don't you dare pass judgment on my actions. You have no idea what I've had to go through to keep this crew alive. We could be the last ship. If I don't maintain a firm control, humanity could die with us.
Don't lose your humanity to save it, Captain.
You know, if we didn't need each other, this could be fun. You have a strong spirit and a soft heart. And that'll get you killed in space.
You have your supplies. I think we're done here. Thanks for the tour.
You know what to do. Don't screw this up. Succeed, and we'll beam you back at the last second. Fail, and you die.
Archer 2, my nerd.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have the beam frequency from the obelisk. Sending it to you now.
Gentlemen, I believe I have the answer.
Go for Ioka?
Hey, I've got the results of that tricorder scan we talked about.
Got it, thank you.
By the way, I love the tat.
Thanks.
Reserve battery power down to 53%.
Red line on ventral conduit number 2.
Repair update. Container reestablished on Act 2.
We just found the cure for the Drakh plague and started a mission of pure exploration. And then this happens. First time doing a multiverse adventure?
Chakande to Allenby.
You're up.
We're ready on our end. Allenby out.
Guess it's time to go home.
What the fuck?
Kinda like looking in a mirror, huh? Yeah, I guess. It's fascinating. We're the same, but not. In a way, I envy you. Me? Of course. I miss the blue uniform. No weight of the universe, just pure science. I'm glad you stuck to what you loved and followed your heart. I'm sure Dad pushed you to command like he did me. I bet he's really proud of you. You know how Dad is. He calls me twice a week. He cried when I got my command braids. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing that compares to commanding a starship. But I prepared my whole life for this because I wanted him to be proud of me. It wasn't until I got here that I stopped to ask myself if it was what I really wanted. I let the training distract me. I thought that being what everyone else expected me to be was the right thing. The daughter of a revered admiral. It was my destiny to command a starship. So here I am, Captain Allenby. But you? You're Michaela. Your life is your own. I suppose if the wise captain were to have any words of advice, it would be to live it how you choose. Command, science, adventure. Live it for you, and not anyone else.
Das ist ein guter Ratschlag.
The energy beam from the obelisk is reversing polarity. Signal coming through. Excalibur C-137 is moving ahead of the fleet to the focal point to channel the deflector pulse. All other ships are moving into formation.
Almost time to head back to your own ship, Commander Allenby. The barriers are starting to reform. The lead ship is starting to phase.
They're not phasing back to their own universe.
They're phasing to mine.
Captain, none of the other ships are phasing.
Hail them.
Aye, Captain.
This was your plan all along.
Don't tell me you're surprised. You're responsible for your crew, and I'm responsible for mine. And we are not going back to that hell that we came from. Disengage the warp field, and you'll destroy every ship. Let us go, and you'll survive. At least for a little while. Besides, can't risk any of you coming after us.
You would strand all of us here with no way back?
Ask yourself that question. Because if you had lived my life, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I guess not every Michaela Allenby is the same. It's not about circumstance. We can all overcome circumstance. You are truly evil.
That's so easy to say from your utopian perspective. It must be nice getting to decide your own fate, choosing between good and evil. But maybe this time, I won't let someone else decide for me by sending me back there. You're right, we're not the same. And if the only people who judge me for that are people like you, then I feel pretty confident in who I am.
Captain, we're not phasing into our own universe. Sir? Sir?
You ready for that second deflector pulse?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did they go? Were they destroyed?
If we worked out the calculations correctly, they returned to their own universe.
With what they were trying to do to all of us, we would have been justified in destroying them.
If we had, we would be no better than them. I have a feeling, though, I might just run into her again someday. Maybe. Anything's possible. I guess that's the price of doing the right thing.
That was a close one, Jakande. I'm glad it worked.
Amari, thank you for making the right decision. I couldn't kill anyone else for her.
He'll have a better life here with us.
Thank you, Captain. Captain Allenby, I think it's time we exchange hostages.
Bye, Captain Jakande.
Yeah, see you later. Thank you for helping us save the day one more time, Jamie Archer.
Once we figured out they were trying to steal our technology, Jamie analyzed the signature of their deflector pulse. That's how we were able to stay one step ahead of them.
Thank you for trusting me in both universes.
Energized.
You ready to go home?
This may still not work. Hey, don't jinx it.
Ayoka, tech the tech. Allenby, science the science.
Hey, don't forget to captain the captain.
Oh, yeah. Attention all hands. This is the captain. We're about to attempt to use all our warp energy to seal the interdimensional breach. There's a chance we could fail, and a chance that our ship could be destroyed in the process.
This isn't going to be an easy ride, but I know that we can get through it together.
Commander Presley and I love you all. We reach. We are one. As one.
All I ask is that each of you give your best efforts, and we will give you ours.
Alter, es gibt Dinge, die möchte ich nicht mal bei Star Trek sehen.
Jakande out.
Asgard Court, 100%.
Shields are ready. Hyperdrive engines are fully powered. We're ready to go.
Prepare to direct the hyperspace window right at the focal point. Should work. Major Archer says the math checks out. In Archer we trust.
Focal point computed.
Weapons at maximum.
Never give up. Never surrender.
The Union ship is moving into position.
Fire.
Engage quantum drive.
Here we go.
Ein Ori-Mutterschiff.
Report.
Solar activity returning to normal. And FYI, the next stellar explosion is in 96 years from now on stardate 43126.1. The intense gravitational pull of the neutron star consumes all of the stellar material of the red giant until it builds up on the surface and explodes every 196 years. We had a bet on the exact stardate. The captain lost.
We almost died in a bubble universe. And this is the first thing you bring up now that we've escaped.
It's the most science way of knowing that everything is back to normal.
That feels much better. I'll try to be more careful in the Jeffries tubes. Thank you.
Anytime.
So this is it. Your first romantic shuttle flyby in your new command. Are you nervous?
Are you kidding? This is my destiny. I've waited 2 years for this.
I'll never forget this. I'll be sad to see you go, but I guess everybody deserves their happily ever after.
Enjoy the journey, Lieutenant. Say goodbye to Miss Aoka.
Bye.
Goodbye, Eobard. Energize.
You sold us out. You'll pay for this.
Alter! Da ist die Excalibur.
If I ask you to leave your career, would you?
Of course. I love you.
And it's because I love you that I would never ask that.
But Victor, I'm pregnant with your child.
Like ticks on the chronometer, so are the stargates of our lives.
Oh Mann! Eine Soap Opera, ich krieg die Fräse.
If only.
Alter Falter! Also ich habe ja schon viel gesehen, aber das hier war jetzt gerade wirklich... What the fuck? Alter, das war ja gerade... Da war ja jedes Universum vertreten, was ich jemals gesehen habe. Egal ob Spiele, Filme, Serien. Scheiße, ey. Willst du was Verrücktes sehen? Bist du da genau richtig? Ich krieg die Krise, ey. Das kannst du doch keinem erzählen. What the fuck? Was haben wir noch hier an der Seite? Oh, mal eben kurz gucken. Das kennt jeder, das haben wir auch schon gehabt. Wir haben ein ganzes Universum gebaut. Was ist das ja? Ach nee, das ist eine Dokumentation. Da hat mich das Bild echt in die Irre geführt. What the fuck, ey. Ich glaube, wir bleiben einfach mal bei Avalon Films.
Isn't even our ship.
I guess this is where we find out if we're here for a reason.
Knights of the Void.
Please tell me I have good news.
I made it to engineering.
That qualifies.
There are a lot of people injured down here and a few dead. It's a mess.
Now, if I could just find a way to the bridge.
You can make it through Jeffries Tube 12, but...
But what?
There's a hull breach on Deck 1. Force fields are down, life support's failed.
Is anyone still alive up there?
No.
Captain, that puts you in command of the ship.
Captain?
Can you give me a damage report?
Warp and impulse systems are both down, phasers are out too.
We were only hit twice. How could it do that much damage?
I don't know.
I have to find a place to take command of what's left anyway.
Hold on. You can take Junction 15 to auxiliary control.
On it.
Captain Mason!
Ah, the rumors are true. Back from the dead.
Lieutenant Jones, Lieutenant Rook.
It's, Commander now. First officer, actually. Such as this bloody is.
Well deserved, Commander. All right, what do we have left to play with?
Maneuvering thrusters and the navigational deflector. We have partial shields, but we can't stand another attack.
So who the hell is attacking us?
That I can't help you with. Romulans.
Of course. Plasma torpedoes. But they shouldn't have been that effective against us, and why haven't they finished us off?
They're not even bothering to clump. They got us dead to rights, and they know it.
Any sign of boarding parties?
No, sir.
They opened fire using a regular disruptor blast, not even at full power, and waited until we raised our shields to attack with the torpedo.
They're testing their new torpedo's effectiveness against our shields.
They report back it was that effective?
The Romulans attack in force. We gotta stop them here.
Perhaps it's a new type of weapon. Something that takes a bit of time to recharge.
Gives us a little bit of breathing room, but not much. Jamie, can we fire a full power deflector beam from the main dish?
Not without blowing the dish in every single relay.
Rig it up.
I'll need a few minutes.
You have seconds.
If I don't align this properly, the recoil could breach the reactor core.
How do I aim the deflector?
You'll have to use thrusters to aim the entire ship. Jones, you'll operate firing controls.
Aye, sir.
Jamie, it's now or never.
Do it!
Activate main deflector. Steady, Mr. Rook. You can do this. Jamie, you still with us?
Yes, but maybe not for long. The core is about to breach. Use the manual backup. Cycling power through ventral relay.
Warning. Reactor core ejection sequence is active.
Everyone hold on. That's it. All we have left is the battery. I can maintain life support for maybe a week. After that, it's over. Sensors confirmed the first disruptor salvo from the Romulan was only at 25% power.
They wanted us to raise shields.
If you compare the energy readings from the plasma torpedo attack on the Enterprise 6 years ago, it's 50% more powerful.
That recharge time, though, makes it too slow to be completely effective in a larger engagement.
The emitter is capable of firing an even more powerful burst. They just don't have a power source capable of charging fast enough.
So they would need a greater source of power.
Jones to Captain Mason.
Go ahead.
We have the bridge back up and running, sir.
Good work. On my way. How many people did we lose on the bridge?
8. We stowed the bodies in the morgue.
Sarah, can you plan a service for 1,200 hours tomorrow?
Aye, sir.
Captain, we have a Klingon ship approaching.
Klingons?
Are they arming weapons?
No, sir.
On screen.
Captain, they're hailing us.
On screen.
Hello, brother.
So, I have to ask, brother?
My dad got drunk on Arcanus 4 one night.
Right.
Energize.
Hello again, little brother.
Voila. How do you know the Romulans are going to invade?
I've been tracking Commander Kamak's activities in service of the Chancellor for 6 years. He almost succeeded in overthrowing the High Council before your friends stopped him.
Do you know what happened to my friends?
No. Only that since he's been banished to Romulus, he's gained the full support of the Romulans for his cause.
Why would the Council break off the alliance with the Romulans?
Because they're trying to steal our military secrets, while undermining the Empire from within.
Why attack the Federation?
First, Kamak wants revenge. And he believes that if his combined forces win a decisive battle against Starfleet, it will sway the majority of the Empire behind him. Second, he wants to prove that the Organians won't intervene. But most of all, he wants to appeal to the Empire's lust for battle.
Why?
Enough questions! He must act now!
Fine. Tow us back to Starbase 6.
I cannot. You've been gone too long already. The Chancellor allowed me to give you this one warning because he wants Kamak to fail. If we do not return soon, others will become suspicious.
My ship's a wreck. What am I supposed to do with this information?
Our father knew that you were not dead. He had a vision that could only have come from Stovo Corps, that you would return and fight in a glorious battle. It was his final wish that we fight that battle together. When the time comes, I will be there by your side. But until then, you will know what to do.
You're making this shit up.
I'm flattered you think I'm that creative. Yes, my Klingon half-brother told me that the Romulans have some new way of powering the torpedoes on some experimental ship. It's all on this memory bank he gave me.
Of course. We think Romulan ships use an artificial quantum singularity as their power source.
A black hole.
The only way to enhance that would be with a source of energy from beyond normal spacetime, and the energy signature from this intel confirms it.
Somehow they've captured one of the aliens from the cosmic stream.
It's the exact same energy signature as 5 years ago.
Now how do we warn Starfleet and call for help?
I think I have a plan for that. We're only about 25 degrees off from the direct signal link between Starbase 6 and the outer subspace relay station. We could reach the beam in 6 hours using our shuttle. Now, the Yorktown moved outside of the shuttle's comm range with the Starbase before it engaged the Romulans, but I think I could use the shuttle's engines to create interference in the signal to send an SOS, if we position the shuttle right in the signal path.
Could be dangerous if there are other Romulan ships out there. We'd be waving our arms, inviting them to find us.
I've died before. Well, almost.
Yeah, me too. I'll pilot the shuttle myself. We'll do this together.
You're in command now. Hell, you probably should have been the captain a long time ago. I know I can count on you.
We'll be all right, sir. You, be careful.
Never.
The distortion is consistent and repeating. Should be able to see it by now. Who knows how long it's going to take them to figure it out.
So, how did you and Eric become friends?
My first posting was in the nacelle tube. Most boring posting available. And one night I let it get the better of me, and I forgot to switch out a plasma relay. Almost blew up the entire Valiant. And then he reported me to Ramirez.
Well, that's, quite mature of you to not get upset with him.
Oh no, I was very immature and very furious.
What changed?
He took up for me the next day. He told me that I was a good engineer and that I just needed to focus and believe in myself. He was the first person in Starfleet to see me for who I really was. Not just a pretty face or my last name.
Well, I suppose even in the 23rd century, it's hard for some people to look past the surface.
And hard to let your guard down when people won't see you for who you really are.
Courageous and brilliant?
Look, a ship.
Damn it!
It was a good plan, Jamie.
Yeah, now we're both gonna die.
Probably, yeah.
Need a lift?
Almost as much as I need a change of pants, sir.
USS Chamberlain. 3 Warp-Gondeln. Sehr kreativ.
Did you time that rescue to the last second on purpose?
Figured it'd be more dramatic that way. Truth is, without that Cochrane distortion, we would have had no idea where to find the Yorktown after we lost their transponder.
Jamie's pretty clever.
What happened?
Romulans are testing a new weapon. It's a prelude to invasion.
Lieutenant Lamont, is there any further sign of Romulan activity in the area?
Negative, sir. Their last known heading was 111, Mark 14. Back to Romulan space.
Commander Jansen, tactical analysis.
It's been my experience that Romulans never do anything on a whim.
If they're this far into Federation space, they've got something big planned. And now that they know we're onto them, they'll be back before we can get reinforcements into the sector.
Oder war das Kirk?
Status of the Yorktown.
Completely disabled, hull compromised. The damage is consistent with the plasma torpedo hit.
They only hit us once.
I think their hull can withstand our tractor beam. I recommend we return to the starbase.
Proceed, Commander. Comms, let Admiral Slater know that I'm going to need to meet with him as soon as we dock. Engage.
Die haben irgendwo alle einen an der Waffel, würde ich sagen. Also das, was die hier machen, ist ja eine riesige Fanleistung. Fanfilmleistung, so. Jetzt haben wir gerade gehabt Knights of the Void, 1 Jahr alt. New Data. Knights of the Void. Death of War hatten wir. Das hatten wir auch. Das sind die besten 10. Tja, auf den 9 können wir noch so ein bisschen warten, würde ich sagen. Meine Herren. Leute. Auf die Idee muss man erstmal kommen, sowas zu bauen hier. Naja, ich habe ja Ende September mal die Möglichkeit, ein paar Leute zu fragen, die sowas schon gedreht haben. Wie man auf so eine schwachsinnige Idee kommt. So, ich würde sagen, jetzt gucken wir uns den an. Den habe ich vorhin so Side-by gefunden. Und habe mir dann gedacht, den könnten wir mal einschmeißen. Der ist 1 Jahr alt anscheinend. Wenn ich der erste Kommentar, dass das reale Star Trek sehe, dann weiß ich schon alles, aber wir schauen einfach mal rein. Ist das hier... Sind das etwa die Australier, die wir schon hatten? Oder bist du das? Na, ist egal. Bleiben wir einfach mal dabei. Klar, jetzt musst du mit dem Lüfter anfangen, alles zu geben. Na, typisch Gaming-PC. Naja.
Captain's Log Stardate 48156.1. The Resolute is undergoing scheduled maintenance on its warp drive. So, with that downtime, I decided to indulge a little. It's day 3 of the White Star seminars, a hub of scientific and engineering speakers from across the Federation. The speakers this year are well worth the not insignificant travel time. Captain Scott and Admiral Uhura are headliners, both as lovely as their reputations suggest. Dr. Zimmerman and Captain Wrighton talks were surprise hits, and for me, the seminar with Lieutenant Hunter, someone whose writings on temporal mechanics I've followed for years, was a real treat. You can sometimes feel isolated in command. Here, the mix of people and ideas is refreshing. I should get away more often, when missions allow.
Sorry, have you been standing there long? Captain.
I lost track.
I always get lost in the family history.
I can see that. Joan Keller. We met yesterday at the engineering seminar. Briefly, anyway.
Yes, hello. Pleased to meet you. Would you like to join me?
I was pondering your question to Captain Scott. A ship that can split, and each unique hull act independently. Fully warp capable, fully equipped. Very ambitious.
Well, given how useful saucer separation has been in the past, I wanted to know his thoughts on developing the idea fully.
Yes, I can speak to that. Not an order you ever want to give.
I'd like to never be in that situation myself. If I can ask, what happened to your ship?
I saved my crew. That's the important thing. So, you're a Harriman. Any relation to Captain John Harriman?
Great-granddad, family hero, and captain of the next Enterprise after... Well, it's hard to get more famous.
A long and exciting career. Hero to many of us, in fact. He was fearless in his search of the unknown.
Well, my parents have done some amazing things too. As a family, we've been very lucky.
A legacy to live up to, then?
Well, there's a certain level of expectation. But all I can be is me, and I'm doing my best.
I wrote my final year academy dissertation on the Enterprise B. Their exploration of the Psychic expanse. I'm still envious of what they found.
Well, there's 1 trillion lights in the night sky. I don't think we'll ever explore them all.
I hope not. I'd be out of a job. I don't have much interest in non-science missions. Call me picky, but I know my calling.
Well, I'm an engineer, so I just go where the jobs are.
Any interest in the centre seat, like John?
Captain Sam Harriman. Doesn't sound quite right. Chief Harriman, now that's got a much nicer ring to it.
It does indeed. I don't know if you'd be interested. Do you have a week of seminars?
I've seen all I came for, why?
On the way here I realised White Star Station is only 0.5 light years from Mendrax 2.
One of the Enterprise B's closer to home missions. And still an unsolved mystery as far as I know.
It's very close. I was considering taking a look.
That would be amazing. But by shuttlepod it would take days. I don't have that much leave.
There and back in a day by runabout. Perks of being a captain. I can requisition the one here. It's available, I checked. Interested?
When do we leave?
Within the hour. Bay 2. Bring your tricorder.
Ensign Sam Harriman, personal log supplemental. I found myself on an unexpected and very welcome detour. Captain Keller has got us a warp 5.8 express trip to Mendrax 2. I've only visited a couple of John's mission locations, despite being close to several over the years. Work always got in the way. This, however, this is going to be fun. I found the Oasis. It's still there. Looks unchanged at first scan.
No ship has actually surveyed this in over 30 years.
Well, maybe we can solve the mystery. Couple of hours? Should be easy.
A man after my own heart. See if you can get us closer. I want to get the most detailed readings possible.
Yes, Captain.
A whole world of sand and heat. Yet just one single acre of life as we know it. No apparent technology, just life.
Selective terraforming?
Perhaps. But of a type we've never seen before. And why leave the rest of the planet?
And how is it still surviving the planetary elements?
I'd rather this sort of mission any day.
I've got Captain Harriman's log here. Captain's log, stardate 10459.2. The Enterprise has found signs of life on a Class H planetoid. Starfleet is considering establishing a starbase in this sector, so we've been tasked to survey the region. It was Demora who noticed anomalous readings on the long-range sensors, an area of vegetation on an otherwise desolate planet. I'm leading an away team to the surface. I think this needs a closer look.
I think I can see something unusual with the new multispectral scans. Sending to your station.
Confirmed. Barely registering, but it's there.
Even if it doesn't explain how or why, it's still one step in the right direction.
Can I make a suggestion? You probably won't think it's a good idea.
Go ahead, Ensign. I'm prepared.
We only have a few hours, and this is a golden opportunity. I suggest we beam down to the surface and investigate.
Skipping a few steps there, Ensign.
We know it's safe. Captain Harriman beamed down without incident.
We know it was safe, but the clock is ticking, and these new scans suggest the Oasis is still safe.
You want to beam down too?
On this occasion, I believe the risks are minimal. Prepare the transporter, Ensign.
Yes, Captain. Better than a holodeck.
The air smells sweet.
The plant life is healthy and thriving.
Yet just beyond those trees, sand for thousands of kilometers.
A magic garden.
Multiple readings. Clearly artificial. Stay alert, Ensign.
Why couldn't the runabout detect them?
We can assume this place will hold more surprises. Technology could suggest a presence here. Let's take it slow. Harriman, look at this.
Scans suggest it's from the Enterprise B.
Captain Harriman's reports mention no incidents.
It's still in full working condition, no damage or corrosion.
Why would it be left behind? What happened here?
Nothing out of the ordinary. It's just an old phaser.
Equally normal. 2 items, separated. No signs of an incident. Did you hear what I said?
Sorry, Captain. I was lost in thought.
Our window's about up. We need to get back to the Eclipse.
I thought we had 30 minutes.
We had 30 minutes. Have you just been standing here the whole time?
Apparently so. I'm sorry, Captain.
I'll say. We can look over our readings en route. Take one last look. Keller to Eclipse. 2 to beam up. Well, that's something.
can't mean anything else. Captain Keller, I've got some amazing news.
Me too. I'll join you. With that expression, you can go first.
This phaser, I've double, triple, quadruple checked. This was used by John himself.
Any idea why it was left behind?
None at all, but it was his. Really his.
What an amazing souvenir.
Well, more than that.
My news. I think I found a possible answer for the Oasis. I'm not claiming it's the answer, but it's more than anyone's found so far.
I can see why you made captain.
I found bioplasma traces, microscopic. Their decay rate lines up with the formation of the Oasis, which I was able to calculate with even more precision. That makes a big difference here. I ran a predictive model based on our multispectral scans and my detailed tricorder readings. I was thorough in the little time we had.
Sounds it. So, Magic Garden, was I right?
More than you realise. I bet 5 strips of gold-pressed latinum. Terraforming beans.
I'm an engineer, not a farmer.
I think an alien race, very advanced, used some form of organic technology and tested their terraforming on this planet. I found traces of what appeared to resemble beans implanted on the surface, and an oasis was formed.
Beans?
Reminds me of the old Earth story, Jack and the Beanstalk. Except this doesn't lead to another magical land. It was created through terraforming.
Any idea who could have done this?
I couldn't begin to speculate. But it worked. The vegetation is capable of surviving despite being surrounded by barren land. It's remarkable.
Well, sounds like there's a paper to be written on this. Maybe this time next year I'll be attending your seminar.
My grandmother was a university professor. Perhaps I inherited her seminar gene. Speaking of White Star Station, we're only 2 hours away. We should be back for the party tonight. Gone around the universe is the theme. Not sure what that means, but I'm sure we'll find out.
2 hours. Time enough for dinner? Would you care to join me?
I'd love to.
Thank you for suggesting this trip, Captain. It's really meant a lot to me.
You're very welcome, Ensign. Sometimes, as captain, you forget what it's like to just be Starfleet. That planet, that oasis, I may have just solved an age-old mystery. And if not, it was still fun.
Okay. Jetzt kann ich verstehen, warum die dazu geschrieben haben als ersten Kommentar. Das ist richtiges Star Trek. Das war super geil. Welcher war das denn jetzt gerade? Ein Stück zurück, ein Stück. Die haben aber auch eine ganz schöne Ecke hier. Meine Fresse. Dr. Who lost Dr. Indigo Pitch Video. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ja, die haben einiges hier drauf. Lecco mio. Kurze, ganz kurze, lange, etwas längere. Ja, Halleluja. Oh lol, die hatten auch den Stargate-Kurzfilm, der war von denen? Den haben wir nämlich auch geguckt, wo er vor dem Sternentor stand und dann alleine durch die Gegend gezogen ist. Das heißt, das gehört hier alles irgendwie zusammen. Ja, das kann ja schon lustig, wenn ich mich da durchwühle. Das kann ja richtig lustig werden. Temporale Anomalie. One Part 2. Oh Gott, je weiter ich zurückgehe, je verworrener wird das hier. Oh Gott. Durch den Kanal muss ich mich mal durchfühlen, das ist ja der Wahnsinn. So, jetzt haben wir ein, was war das hier? Star Wars. Oder wir bleiben bei 9 Minuten. Die hatten wir vorhin, da war nichts. So, man jumpt da rein. Wo ist... Ja, wir bleiben mal bei Star Wars. Mal ein bisschen Abwechslung reinbringen. Jetzt haben wir 2 Stunden Star Trek geguckt. Können wir jetzt mal 20 Minuten hiervon gucken. Haben wir da noch irgendwas, was wir danach gucken können? Ja. Packen wir den dahinter. Ich glaube, den haben wir noch nicht. Ancient Cisco sagt 1 für Lightsaber. Den könnten wir auch mal raushauen. So, dann nur abspeichern nachher. The Rule of a Two. Nein, du spielst nicht ab. War da noch was? No. So, ich werde gleich auch direkt in den nächsten springen, weil ich muss mich mal eben telefonieren. Ich weiß nicht, ob da die 20 Minuten dafür ausreichen. Deswegen, also nicht wundern, wenn ich nichts sage dazu. Ich gucke aber trotzdem zu, keine Sorge. So. So, jetzt haben wir hier Echoes of the Force, Tales from the Outer Rim. A Star Wars Fan Film. Also wenn man gesehen hat, tut es mir leid, ich kann mich zumindest nicht daran erinnern, wenn ich so durchscrolle. Schauen wir einfach mal rein. Ich sollte einen Ton aufdrehen für euch, sonst wird's doof. Und mich kurz muten. Have fun und bis später.
Congratulations. You've got what you wanted.
No, there's something else. Your thoughts betray you, young Jedi. After that ship bounty hunter.
That wasn't part of the deal.
Track that ship down. The Striker is yours.
I do not serve the Force, nor does it serve me. I am a part of the Force, as it is a part of me. I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Is it ready yet?
Not since the last time you asked me 5 minutes ago.
The readings are coming up fine. I can fire it up right now. We still have 3 more to go today.
Thermal haptics just need a quick recalibration. Just give me a second. Okay. All good. Fire it up.
Wonderful, an eternity later.
Well, if corporate wanted a half-assed job, they would have made you lead technician. What are you doing?
I'm checking for a nosebleed, you know, for taking the high road all the time.
Hurry up, let's go.
Oh, okay, so now you want to hustle.
It's only 4 more cycles until payday. You can last until then. Who is that?
Stock ship isn't supposed to come in for a few more days.
It's on fire. They're gonna need some help.
Outpost 4 has a back to tank. I can radio it in. Tank ferric pip. Soren, we just got to the crash site. There's 1 survivor, adult male.
I get it, mate. You need to get out of there. Now. We're getting a reading from a ship exiting hyperspace. It's called Imperial tags. Whatever's going on, it's not our problem. Don't touch anything. Okay. Just let them deal with it. Get back to your base now.
Understood. Over. What are you doing? You heard Soren. Those are direct orders.
We can't just leave him here. It's okay.
It's the Empire, Pip. Do you realize how much trouble we're already getting into?
Fine. You stay. I can do this on my own. Okay, come on.
Ugh.
You're impossible.
My lord, you requested me.
Enlisting a bounty hunter to do your work was a bold choice, to say the least.
I knew they would track the Jedi faster than I, my lord. He has served me well.
That may be so, but please, enlighten me as to when you were given the authority to grant ownership of Imperial property to one.
I believe the Jedi, known by Vega, had an apprentice and escaped. I will do whatever it takes to bring a swift end to their existence.
These excuses will not serve you in explaining yourself to the Emperor. Fortunately, I have sensed the same presence you have. Your connection to the Force is noteworthy. You may make a fine Inquisitor yet.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
Overstep your role again, And I assure you, I will be less than merciful, Sister Saren.
I will not fail you, my master.
Feeling about this.
Hey! It's okay. You're okay. We're friends.
Where am I?
You're on Terrace. Your ship crashed here.
Yeah, and you brought a bounty hunter with you.
Damn it!
Axel.
Don't. We had our chance to leave, and now this is our problem too. Why did a bounty hunter follow you here?
Saber Drake. He's contact from the Empire.
Yeah, I can see that. He came in an Imperial ship.
Not here, Axel.
Why are you running from the Empire?
They killed my sister. And they want me too.
Why? I think we deserve to know.
Axel. You're a Jedi?
Not officially. My sister was the one raised in a Jedi temple. But she taught me everything I know. We've been on the run since the Purge.
I got it running. We gotta move now if we want to stay ahead.
You need to leave.
What? We can still make it, come on.
No, Rowan.
I'm not leaving without you, Vega.
Listen to me. We live like this because of me. I'm the one they want, okay? They have no idea that you... Trust the Force. It will guide you. Hey, I will find you. I'll buy you time. Go! Go!
When I came to, I was here. The Empire is a cancer. All they want to do is infect every corner of the galaxy. It's inevitable. The only hope is to run. They know we're here. You guys should go. I've done enough bringing the Empire here.
No.
Excuse me?
Face it, Pip, I know these lowlands better than you. I'll draw them away, and once it's clear, head east toward the next outpost.
Here, you'll need this.
Sick.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Taking the high road.
Don't! They'll just take you both. We need to run.
God, let
Wait,
go of me.
please don't hurt him.
Pip, get out of here!
Where is the Jedi?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't toy with me.
Pip, don't!
Where is he?
He ran off. I swear. We pulled him out of the wreckage, and as soon as we saw your ship, he ran off. Please.
She's lying.
No!
Where is he? We saw him with you.
Please, just let him go.
No!
Please, I am begging you. He took off. I have no idea where he is. I am begging you. We won't be in your way. Please.
How curious. You two are willing to die for a stranger who won't confront his own problems. So much for the Jedi. I see you came here to face your demise head on. Commendable. You know, I'm going to enjoy using your sister's bleeding kyber crystal to snuff you out. Oh, a touch of anger. I guess you will be a formidable opponent after all.
I'm counting on it.
You had your chance. You're right. You would have been better off running. But now, your sacrifice will mean nothing. All because of you. They too will die.
Den Move kannte ich schon.
Oh.
What do we do now? Do we bury him?
No. He's a Jedi.
Okay. Wow. What the fuck? Also das hier war definitiv echt geil. Schade, die haben nur den einen gemacht. Vor einem Jahr. Wirklich schade. Nicht mal 1000 Abonnenten. Aber für 2 Videos echt spitze. Ich kriege erstmal einen Daumen nach oben. Das ist ja Wahnsinn. Und bei dem Lichtschwertkampf am Ende, da konnte sich selbst Disney noch eine Scheibe von abschneiden. Meine Fresse, ey. Hast schon lange nicht mehr gesehen. Der war gut. Der war ja richtig gut. Was ist das? Naja. Nehmen wir den da. Der ist 2 Jahre alt. Lord Eva Dios, The Rule of Two. Und wir in 4K. Na ja. Schauen wir mal rein. Geht auch 24 Minuten. Ich sollte ihn vielleicht noch groß machen, ne? Lautstärke ist auf laut. In Loving Memories, Colin Campbell. 1950 bis 2019. Och nö. Sith Holocron. Nice. Das ist auf jeden Fall schon mal eine geile Idee.
Lord Corvus, you disappoint me. You fight like a Jedi.
Why? I sacrificed everything for the Sith Empire. And for you!
And I'm only asking for one more sacrifice. I'm done playing with you now. You've never shown any promise, little girl. You should thank me for ending this now.
Nicht, dass das so gut ist, wenn man einen Hyperraumsprung in der Atmosphäre macht.
You know, I can feel you out there. My name is Shultul Kal, and one thing you should know about me is my lack of patience. Lord of Adius, I didn't know it was you. And what an honor it is to be visited by the Sith Academy's very own Blade Master. I've got to say, you're much taller in person.
Like your reputation, your flattery is underwhelming.
I see your charm is accompanied by a
How
cutting sense of
long
humor.
have you been stationed here, Acolyte?
5 years, my lord.
That lightsaber, that does not look like the weapon of a Sith.
No, I tend to break my sabers. I got this one from a Jedi. He doesn't need it anymore.
You killed a Jedi, and you failed to mention that in your report?
Well, no. I killed the merchant on Nar Shaddaa, whose prices were obscenely optimistic on his part, but, you know, black markets, what can you do? I will mention it, however, on my next report, that he put up a good fight. So, I guess you're here for the ancient Sith holocron I found last week. Let me show you where I found it.
After you.
All the Sith Empire will be happy to know I'm doing very well here on my forest planet. I'm getting a lot of exercising done, sharpening my skills with the Force, watching trees grow. I do hope that will reflect on my next performance review. I requested a transfer to another planet a while ago. Maybe somewhere with a little less trees. And more gambling.
You talk entirely too much.
Helps me relax. If I might ask a question, my lord, what is the rule of 2? I just tend to hear flickers of people's thoughts, and from you I keep hearing rule of 2, so I just thought it might be something important.
That is none of your concern.
Excuse me, my lord, but I think it is. That is the reason you're planning on killing me after I give you the holocron, isn't it?
Looks like you're not as incompetent as I thought. Very well. There is no one else left to tell.
No one left?
Soon, there will be only one master and one apprentice who is worthy. A previous student of mine named Bane told me about this new philosophy.
Clearly you can't agree with him.
Agree? I helped him plan it. He's on his way to the planet Rusan as we speak, wiping out all the Jedi and the Sith. Meanwhile, I'm targeting all the leftover Sith that are scattered throughout the galaxy.
Okay. I'm not just saying this because my life depends on it, but that's just stupid. I mean, what if you're both on the same ship and it explodes, or Apprentice decides to go light side and gets you killed?
As long as the Force exists, the Sith will exist. You have no trust in the Force and no trust in the vision of what the Sith can be. You represent the current selfish, banal structure that has to die. You have accomplished nothing other than accidentally finding that holocron. Can't you hear the whispers in these woods? You're a failure. There's no place in the galaxy where you can hide.
How do you know Bane won't just kill you?
Once I'm finished here, I'll meet Bane on Korriban. Either he will kill me, or I will kill him. But in the end, the Sith are saved. Now face your fate. I will only use my saber if that's going to give you some courage. I'm done playing with you now.
You know what you have to do.
Wait, something isn't right.
I've been studying that holocron for 3 years. To complete my training, I need to take the life of a Sith Master.
beeindruckend.
I'm not done playing with you. Do you hear that, my lord? It's the Force.
Alter!
Come closer, my vessel. Complete your training and your suffering. Let me take full control.
I'm no one's vessel.
Also diese Art von Kontrolle ist bewundernswert.
Oh, this is a nice one. Expensive material, well constructed.
Yes, sir. It looks like a very rare alloy.
This must have come from the aristocracy. Where did you find it?
Oh, from a very stubborn black market trader on Nar Shaddaa. His prices were delusionally optimistic.
You didn't kill that merchant, did you? I cannot have my reputation as an archaeologist jeopardized by taking part in your shady business.
Unlike you, Sir Tepe has a lot to lose.
Well, you can rest assured he didn't mind when I took it from him.
That still sounds like you killed him.
I didn't kill him.
She definitely killed him.
And get off your high tauntaun. It's just going to be collecting dust in your museum.
That dusty museum holds the secrets to our past. And understanding our past is integral to understanding who we will be in the future.
Well, as long as I am someone who gets compensated in the future.
Your crystals, as promised. Though I still don't know what you want with so many of them.
I'd call her eccentric if she wasn't so poor.
Well, we can't all make a living at a licking boots. That war on Rusan is escalating, and selling to both sides is the best way to make profit. Oh, and that holocron that you were searching for? Haven't heard a peep.
So it's not in this sector. That's a shame. Now, you might not care, but this particular holocron acted as a gateway to another dimension which imprisoned an ancient Sith. So very fascinating, isn't it?
You're right. I don't care.
Why do most of our contract associates have the intellectual curiosity of a cleaning droid with rusty circuits?
I think it's a prerequisite of their trade.
Well, you might care about this. I'm looking for someone to retrieve 2 special lightsabers. I'm retrieving them the unofficial way.
How unofficial?
Let's just say it wouldn't matter to me if you killed every merchant on Nar Shaddaa to get them.
That special? I don't know. Sounds risky, even for me.
My client would make you the wealthiest person in the quadrant.
And it's a very large quadrant.
What they seek are relics as well. An ancient Sith blade which houses ultimate power. And a Jedi saber which is incorruptible.
Making me the wealthiest person in the quadrant?
It's the only way to prevent you from keeping the Sith blade for yourself. That's if you can retrieve them.
Well, I'll be sure to honor that agreement then.
Okay. noch was? Also ich muss mal ganz ehrlich sagen, das war jetzt gar nicht schlecht. Wie alt bist du? 2 Jahre alt. Guck mal direkt noch dem Kanal nach hier. Das ist ja Träumchen gewesen hier. Ich weiß nur nicht, ob die Alte jetzt ein Jedi ist, ein Sith oder irgendwas dazwischen. Also ein grauer Jedi. Das bleibt noch aus. Aber der Kanal... Hey, was ist das denn? Moment. Danach ist noch einer. Ah ja, okay. Ancient Sith Ghost Akt 1. Oh, die scheinen ja auf was Großes sich vorzubereiten. What the fuck, haben die noch welche davor? Nee. Leider nicht. Die haben noch irgendwelche Science-Fiction-Action-Sachen gedreht. Bis die irgendwann zu den Sith übergetreten ist. Sozusagen. Ein paar Mini-Short-Filme zwischendurch. Und Akt 1 ist seit 10 Monaten draußen. May the Force save us from the trigger. Das ist 46 Sekunden. Das hier ist irgendwas anderes. Ah ja. Das ist der hier. Nein, den heben wir uns auf fürs nächste Mal. Der wird direkt abgespeichert. Da haben wir was, womit wir morgen anfangen können. Das ist doch auch mal was, oder? Wo haben wir denn hier? Star Wars. Rein mit dir. Den speichern wir auch direkt ab. Den hauen wir auch morgen mal rein. Echoes of a Force. Den muss ich noch abspeichern. Bei gesehen. Der ist eine Reaction wert. Den hatten wir schon. Das hier können wir auch mal. Fuck die Hölle, wo habe ich den denn hingepackt? Dahin packen wir das mal. Den haben wir abgespeichert. Haben wir auch abgespeichert. Avalon Films ist sowieso abgespeichert. Ja, vielleicht sogar zweimal auf. Ich würde sagen, wir schließen ab mit ein bisschen Star Trek. Zum Abschluss. So ein kleiner 10-Minüter, so als Rausschmeißer. Da haben wir noch was. Ja, das ist ja immer so. Wenn man gerade gucken will, findet man urplötzlich noch mehr. Das ist eine Doku, die kenne ich schon, die ist gut. Wieso ist hier eine Strange New Worlds Episode? Und das auf YouTube, hä? Irgendwo bin ich hier falsch abgebogen. Je mehr man guckt, je mehr findet man. Den haben wir schon gesehen. Den haben wir auch gesehen. Den nicht. Den auch noch nicht. Der Rauschmeißer kommt gleich, keine Sorge. Ich muss das hier gerade mal auskosten, dass ich hier gerade, ich glaube, 30 neue Fanfilme finde. So roundabout. Den hatten wir heute Abend, den hatten wir vor 2 Wochen, vor 4 Wochen. Das ist aus, also auf der Suche nach Mr. Spock. Das kennen wir auch noch nicht. Nehmen wir mal mit. Das ist nicht. Hier ist es wieder warm wie in der Hölle. Nein, das liegt nicht am Rechner. Das liegt absolut nicht am Rechner. Warum sollte es auch? So, haben wir jetzt alles oder haben wir ja noch was anderes? Nö, das war, da können wir jetzt anfangen. Ich habe gleich, ja, am ganzen Arsch voll abzuspeichern. Ja.
Další zásah, madam. Štít je na 12%.
Nur um es mal zu sagen, der Film heißt Gambit der Alten. Ja, Sprache ist leider wieder tschechisch, aber die machen gute Filme. So gut wie kein Greenscreen und das mag ich.
Porčíkovi, uhybné manévry, vzorec Delta 6. Dostaňte nás odsud.
Snažím se, ale pořád se nás drží.
Pane Kubiši, kvantová torpéda, plný rozptyl. Musíme je zaměstnat.
Torpédomety zničeny, komandére. Energie phaserů nestojí za řeč.
Tady už pomůže jedině zázrak.
Kapitáne, z warpu se vynořuje další loď. Wow.
Ale to je přeci Fesarius.
Pane Trexi, víte něco, co mi ne?
Promiňte, madam, loď první federace Fesarius. Poznávám ji, protože můj 7. hostitel sloužil na původní Enterprise před 100 lety. Tehdy byl proveden první a jediný kontakt.
A na čí stranu se hodlají postavit?
To těžko říct, vždycky byli nevyzpytatelní.
Myslím, že už je to jasné. Střílejí po Jem'Hadarech.
Tak tomu říkám zásah v pravou chvíli.
Madam, volají nás.
Zrušte poplach. Na obraz.
Jsem kapitán Alvel z lodi první federace Fesarius. Jste v pořádku?
Tady kapitán Tania Lambová z USS Arkham. Máme pár šrámů, ale jinak držíme pohromadě. Děkuji vám jménem sebe i posádky.
Nemáte zač. Kapitáne, mohli bychom si promluvit někde v soukromí? Garantuji vám, že pokud by dorazily dominionské posily, hravě si s nimi poradím.
Tak tomu věřím. Bude mi ctí uvítat vás na palubě Arkhamu. Připravím vše pro váš transport.
Děkuji. Fesarius, konec.
Co si o tom myslíte, Trexi?
Nejsem si jistý. Každopádně nám zachránili kůži.
Ano, vděčnost je na místě. A kdo ví, mohli by se k nám přidat. S takovými spojenci by byla válka vyhraná do Vánoc. Půjdu přijmout kapitána Alveu. Dohlédněte na opravy a pošlete mi všechny záznamy o kontaktu Enterprise a Fesaria do pracovny.
Rozkaz, kapitáne.
Musím uznat, váš počítač replikuje vynikající traniu
Maličkost, kapitáne, snažila jsem se. Ačkoliv toho o vás pořád víme velmi málo.
Ceníme si svého soukromí. Občas provedeme kontakt ze zvědavosti. Nebo jiných důvodů. Ale to je vše. A tak to i zůstane.
Tím chcete říct?
Že nepomůžeme Federaci planet ve válce proti Dominionu. Je mi líto, kapitáne.
Ale já myslela, že jste na lidi zvědaví. Záleží vám na nás. Přece jste pomohla teď a tady.
Ano, ale to bylo něco jiného. Je důležité, abyste mě pochopila, Tanjo. Naše civilizace je stará. Prastará, dalo by se říct. Jsme už unaveni politikou a věčnými boji o moc. První federace se drží stranou od dění v galaxii už několik set let. Impéria se rodí a zanikají. My zůstáváme. Ano, máme své libůstky, ale ty se týkají jednotlivců. U těch začíná a končí poznání.
Nejsem si jistá, že vám rozumím.
Podívejte se. První federaci by bylo jedno, kdyby Dominion obrátil v prach celou vaši flotilu i zemi. Ale zabít právě toho konkrétního člověka, o kterého máme zájem, to je nepřípustné.
Konkrétního člověka?
Vás, Tanjo.
Mě?
O ano, vy to nevíte, ale jste v mém hledáčku už dlouhou dobu. Poprvé jsem vás viděla jako skrytý pozorovatel, když jste moderovala konferenci na Betazedu. Byla jste výjimečná. A čím víc o vás vím, tím víc doufám, že přijmete mou nabídku.
Jakou nabídku?
Odejděte se mnou na palubu Fesária. Poletíme zpět do první federace. Vzájemně se poznáme.
Ach tak, rozumím. Jako když kapitán Balog přijal poručíka Baileyho. Výměna kulturních informací a vzájemné přátelství.
A víc.
Víc.
Už nebudu nic skrývat. Učarovala jste mi, Tanjo Lambová. Už na první pohled. Od té doby vás mám na...
Ich mich gerade am Fragen, ob ich das ausmachen soll.
A že jsem sledovala víc, než si myslíte.
Kus Hulu, jo, ist klar.
Které by vás ani nenapadly. Hořím každým dnem a toužím schladit se ve vaší sladké přítomnosti.
Tedy, kapitánko. Alveo, vy opravdu jdete na věc zpříma. Abych pravdu řekla, lichotíte mi a je to lákavé. Víc než lákavé. Ale opustit flotilu? Teď v těchto časech?
Právě v těchto časech. Co pak nemáte už dost války? Dost krve prolití? Odejděte se mnou. Daleko od všeho. Poznáte místa a zázraky vesmíru, o jakých se vám ani nesnilo. Dokážu vám to. Přejte si něco. Já mohu mnoho. Skoro všechno.
Umíte číst myšlenky?
Umím. Ano, to je možné. Ale pod jednou podmínkou. Nikdo se nesmí dozvědět, že zatím stojí první federace. Musíte si to zodpovědět sami.
Tak to bude těžké. K takové věci se u nás nikdo nepropůjčí.
Co pak nemáte tajnou službu?
Takže je nakažen celý velký článek? Všichni měňavci, včetně Oda?
Ano, jinak to nešlo. Účinky viru se brzy projeví. Při podrobném zkoumání to bude vypadat, že se nakazili už dávno.
Zní mi to jako genocida celého druhu.
Věřte, že kdyby byla jiná možnost, jak Dominion zatlačit zpátky do gamma kvadrantu, uvítala bych ji.
Já vím.
Teď dobře poslouchejte, komandére. Nikdo nesmí původ nákazy vystupovat k první federaci. Veškeré informace o viru odvysílejte na tajné frekvenci, kterou jsem vám dala. Vše tak dostane do rukou sekce 31.
Rozkaz, kapitáne. A jak jste se vůbec dostala k frekvenci tajné služby?
Raději se neptejte.
Vaši lidé tam najdou vše potřebné. Strukturu viru, působení, dokonce i postup na výrobu protilátky, kdybyste ji chtěli poskytnout.
O tom pochybuji.
Jste mladý. Nikdy neříkejte nikdy.
Takže to by bylo všechno. Dávejte na Arkham pozor, Trixie. Vím, že ho nechávám v dobrých rukách.
Uvidíme, zda s vámi bude souhlasit i velení. Stejně jsem zvědav, jak jim tohle vysvětlím.
Prostě jsem našla svůj úděl jinde. Admirálové to pochopí a věřím, že vám velení svěří natrvalo.
Díky, kapitáne. Bylo mi ctí s vámi sloužit. A jste si tím opravdu jistá?
Ano, jsem.
Bude jí to dobře, komandére.
Bon voyage, Sandovale. Třeba se ještě někdy setkáme.
S Bohem, kapitáne. Tak, a my poletíme dál. Praporčíku, zadejte kurz k základně 327, warp 6.
Rozkaz, pane.
Je vám, doufám, jasné, že o tom, co se dneska stalo, jste vázáni slibem mlčení.
Samozřejmě, komandére.
Buďte bez obav, pane. Nikdy bych neporušil slovo, které jsem dal kapitánovi, ani vám. A i kdyby, nezáleží na tom.
Že ne, poručíku?
Myslím si, že vůbec. Tohle by nám stejně nikdo nevěřil.
Kurz nastaven a založen.
Vpřed.
Schiff der ersten Föderation. Okay, kann man machen. So, das wurde ein sehr schöner Abend heute. Ein bisschen Star Trek-lastig, ein bisschen Star Wars dabei. Da war alles dabei, was man haben wollte. Und ich habe ein bisschen was gefunden. Ein bisschen sehr was gefunden. Naja, auf jeden Fall. Morgen ist Mittwoch. Mittwoch, Donnerstag. Ja, nur noch 2 Tage. Müssen wir mal gucken. Vielleicht spielen wir auch irgendwas morgen. Aber mir steht eigentlich mehr der Sinn gerade nach Fanfilmen. Deswegen machen wir das einfach. Oder aber ich nehme noch 3 YouTube-Videos auf live im Stream. Schauen wir mal. Muss ich sowieso noch machen. So, euch wünsche ich jetzt einen wunderschönen Abend. Ich muss morgen sehr früh raus. Und möge die Macht mit euch sein. Und lebt lang in Frieden. Schaut mal auf Suraniis Welt bei YouTube vorbei. Vielleicht ist da